Alright, we're gonna be talking about the evolution of zombies players and how we got to where we are today in a very sad state. But it wasn't like this before. We're gonna be starting from the very beginning when zombies players didn't even know zombies existed. The very first zombies players started off in the campaign of World at War. They finished the campaign and were introduced to a hidden mode, Nazi zombies. These players were very scared to play by themselves. They'd often grab a friend or a family member who also played Call of Duty to play with them, because there's no way they were playing this mode by themselves. They followed the writings on the wall thinking there was an escape, but the writings lied and there was no escape. Many players realized that they just had to survive as long as possible. And to do this, they would have to find a nice little spot they can put their backs to and camp and kill everything that moves in front of them. But before they did this, they would hit the mystery box to gear up and get the best weapons they could possibly get their hands on. This is where they discovered the ray gun, the very first wonder weapon. The zombies players would repeat this throughout every map they were introduced to on Verrückt, Shinonuma, and Darius. But as they were introduced to these new maps, they were given perks, power, and pack-a-punch, which would enhance their playstyle and allowed them to survive for longer. But at this stage, the zombies players weren't too advanced and would still have trouble once the zombies got a little too strong. That would lead us into our next game, Black Ops, where a lot of players would be playing zombies for the first time. Those who played World at War would already know that they had to follow the signs and get to the power and unlock Pack-a-Punch and get their perks. The new players followed and learned as they watched those who came before them. They learned how to open the Pack-a-Punch, get the right perks, and got to use some pretty nice wonder weapons like Thunder Gun and Ray Gun. Zombies players were also developing new strategies to survive, such as training, which involved moving in certain patterns to group up the zombies and kill them with the Thunder Gun, or traps to get to very high rounds, as in the hundreds, which was never possible before with the old strategy of camping. And zombies players were now getting familiar with the characters they've been playing as and discovering hidden Easter eggs around the maps, like Ascension with the teddy bears, and Gersh and Call of the Dead, helping our characters escape with the real device, Shangri-La scamming Brock and Gary to get to the focusing stone, and on Moon switching bodies with Sam and Richtofen and eventually blowing up the Earth. Zombies players were hyped after this climax in Black Ops, so they were expecting zombies to take a great leap forward, if you know what I mean. It was actually a complete and utter disappointment in Black Ops 2. Zombies players were upset and bored from how bad the mode fell off. They resorted to playing the small survival maps that vaguely resembled the greats of before, like Kino and Darius, but they couldn't play these tiny maps forever. They would need something new and something spectacular to pique their interest after Transit and Die Rise. Introducing the Jason Blundell era of zombies, Mob of the Dead. Mob intertwined gameplay and story seamlessly. The map was the story, and players loved it. Players have now evolved past just the purpose of survival, and we're now able to get things like wonder weapons and special equipment and buildables through collecting parts and doing quests around the map that tied in to the map itself. Origins was introduced and it delivered. The bar was raised to new heights. This is what zombies players wanted and never knew they needed. With the bar being raised so high, some of the players who've been there since the beginning felt as things were getting too complicated and would end their journey here. But for many, it was just getting started with the introduction of the premise versions of our OG characters. Players were ready for this new direction zombies would take them. Players prepared themselves for the gameplay they always loved since the beginning to take on an action-filled adventure in Black Ops 3. This is where zombies players would play the map for more than just to survive. They would play it to reach the main quest boss fight, to basically beat the map itself. And boy, were we spoiled with a bunch of top-tier maps in Shadows of Evil, Der Eisendrache, Zetsubo, Gorod Krovi, and Revelations. And doesn't stop there. We were able to get Zombies Chronicles, which brought the goats of old into modern day for each player to enjoy. So there was something for each zombies player of any skill level to pretty much enjoy in this era of zombies. But little did we know that this was the era. We were living in the golden age. Zombies was more than just a game itself. Players were now a part of a massive community that would be brought to massive heights during the summer of 2016 with the Z House, a combination of popular zombies YouTubers living together to make content that would reach beyond zombies. But all good things must come to an end. After the DLC season of BO3, the players went into a dormant state, waiting on something that would deliver such good times as Black Ops 3. The wait was now over and Black Ops 4 was revealed to the world. The community was now alive and ready to relive the good times. But the game came around and it was not what they expected. It was far too different from Black Ops 3. It changed things that didn't need to be changed and butchered classics like Mob of the Dead and introduced a brand new storyline nobody cared about. Instead of going all in on what players loved about Black Ops 3, Treyarch tried to reinvent things and raise the bar once again, but instead they broke it beyond repair. And many Zombies players would jump ship and hop into games like Fortnite and other battle royales. Black Ops 4 couldn't recover from such a blow and the devs were forced to abandon their original plan and work on a tight budget for the rest of the season. Those who stuck with Treyarch throughout Black Ops 4's lifecycle were introduced to disappointment after disappointment. Nothing they made delivered to the heights of Black Ops 3. The players that remained would either leave and move on to other games or go back to Black Ops 3 customs and accept the bittersweet end of the golden age of zombies. The thing about zombies though is it never really seemed to die, does it? And with that, Cold War would come around and players actually returned to the mode and were surprised. The mode was a bit too easy for veteran players, but it did introduce some interesting gameplay mechanics like kill streaks and loadouts and a whole new currency system. Players enjoyed the mode, but the devs didn't deliver fast enough on the content and many players lost interest again. And those who stuck with Treyarch once again disappointed and disgusted by the release of Vanguard Zombies. And here we are today in hopes that Treyarch will be able to offer something special in 2024. Till then, the community and its players will hold out on Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies, create new content, break world records, and make more content on YouTube. And if you enjoyed, please subscribe and like the video. You know the deal. It will much be appreciated, and have a good one.